So on this video we're going to talk about irrigation, and in particular drip irrigation. Alexandra's shot some really good videos of what we're doing and why we're doing it, so I thought I would try and help a little bit. And this is, you know, back to the draft plan that's in my little abode here. And just a quick explanation. So typical standard irrigation for a garden involves sprinklers and obviously piping and a water supply. And typically when the sprinklers come on, they're either flush with the ground or they pop up, which is most of the case, and then water sprays out of them, obviously in various different patterns. But what always happens, particularly if it's a breezy day, is a lot of the water blows away. And it's sort of if you look at sprinkling, particularly on large things like parks, you'll see that there's an immense amount of water goes on there, you know, and the principle tends to be, you know, if we pump enough water out, then it'll get to everywhere, you know, but there's very little control over that, and a lot of water is wasted. So that being said, this particular garden at the moment still has what irrigation it had in the first place, which is standard irrigation, sprinklers that, you know, once the water's turned on, spray water here and there. And you know, we've noticed already that when it's even mildly breezy, a lot of that water goes away. So let me try and explain what we're planning to do, and then eventually we'll shoot a video of what we actually did. So at each corner of this garden, this piece of garden I should say, there's a sprinkler. There's one at top right, bottom right there's another. There's one in the middle here. There's one in the middle of the actual piece of land here, roughly in the middle. There's one in the middle at the top, and then the other sprinklers are just over here on this other piece of land. As I'm over this side of the chart, I will explain something. One of the things that we did here was to show the tracking of the sun. This is not necessarily related to irrigation, of course, but I thought it was just interesting for us to show that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to block off or blank off this sprinkler here, also blank off this sprinkler here, and this one here in the middle. So we've already blanked off 3 sprinklers there. So we're in actual fact planning to use 2 of them, 2 of the ones at the left, I'm sorry. So this is one that's in the middle, pretty much in the middle of the garden here, maybe slightly towards the apartment. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a valve and an adapter there, and take a water feed off there from that central sprinkler, and then we're going to loop around some drip irrigation pipe. I'll call it that, I'm sure there's a better name for it. And it's a particular kind. It has, on the water outlets, it has copper embedded in the pipe, and this helps to deter the roots of the plants from growing into the pipe and thereby blocking up the holes, you know. And this was incidentally was recommended to us by Mike Garcia, who's been really helpful to us and has some incredible ways of using water in a good way. And the plan, he was very kind to give us some books from a company called Rainbird, who I've heard of. I'm sure if anybody in the gardening business probably has. And we're going to use this design here for our particular garden. And there are other designs, as we can see here. And so let's go back to so I'll just repeat that again. So this design here, although ours is not a square or rectangular garden, it's a basically round or a keyhole garden, but we're going to use the same sort of technique. So we're going to bring the feed off here, bring it around the bed, loop it around at the top here, and then return the pipes to here. So there's a looping going on of the pipes there. Then we're going to take the top central sprinkler here and do the same thing. We're going to convert it, add a valve there, and loop around the you know, the drip irrigation pipes through the bed that's already there and around the back here, and almost right up to the other bed, the keyhole bed. So in this way, what we hope to do is to deliver water much more efficiently to the roots of the plants, which is where it's needed more than anywhere else, and also to save water. And that's really important, particularly at this point in time in Southern California, which is going through a very significant drought. Okay, that's it, and that's a video relating to drip irrigation. Thank you.